Welcome to PHLY Flyers Pregame presented by Bet365. My name is Bill Matz. I'm your director of fun and games for the evening, and joining me live in the Xfinity studio 2 shows in a row. It's a wonderful thing. It is Philly's #1 hockey beat writer, Charlie O'Connor. What's up today, Chuck?
Not much. Use this as a day to kind of catch up on some work, and now we got a nice hockey game to watch, even if it's a little bit later than usual.
I liked having more time before I left, but I don't like that means I'm going to get home an hour later.
Oh, I'm going to be up real late tonight.
Yeah, you're going to be writing until like 4 a.m.
Not ideal.
No, that's why I love the instant reactions. I publish them before postgame goes live. Check them out on Yahoo every night. All right, or at allphly.com, whatever.
Indeed.
All right, we got a lot of stuff to get to right before we went live just a few minutes ago, Charlie. There was a roster announcement that made you really excited. I know you're dying to talk about this. So Sam Ersson has been activated from injured reserve, and the corresponding roster move was not to send down Alexei Kolosov. It was, in fact, Jacob Tocchet, who got sent down. We joked yesterday after his attempted defense against Lane Hudson. He was probably not long for the NHL.
Right.
But it's to make room for Ersson to be activated. It's not the other goalie. So right now they have 3 goalies.
They do.
It's probably a great idea, and they're going to keep it this way the rest of the year, right?
I cannot imagine that they are going to continue with 3 goalies. That was obviously the reaction of most fans of, oh my God, are we doing 3 goalies again? I guess I can't rule it out entirely, but it seems highly unlikely. They like the tandem of Kolosov and Bjarnason down in the AHL. Right now, they're using Bjarnason with a goalie who is more of like a ECHL goalie who can do spot starts occasionally in the AHL. I cannot imagine that's what they want long term for Bjarnason's development. So my guess is that Kolosov will be going down soon. The annoying part about this is that they didn't have to do this. I don't understand why they did it this way. And
for us,
it doesn't make much sense. The only possible explanation I can think of is that by sending Tocchet down, they maybe can save a little bit of extra cap space, but they're not a cap crunch team anymore. So they're able to bank so much space now that they've been able to get rid of the Ryan Ellis deal that's not even really that big of a priority anymore. So instead, it just feels like they did this thing for no real reason. Now, is it going to have any negative impact? No. But the only impact it really seemingly will have is to get fans all angry that they have 3 goalies on the roster for a few days. It probably doesn't matter. But it's just like, why? Why did you do it this way?
Jackie Spiegel just tweeted 1 minute ago. It's Ersson taking warm-ups, so he's backing up Vladar tonight. It is Vladar getting the start. So here is why I think this happened, Charlie.
Okay.
The Phantoms played last night. They play again Saturday and then don't play again until like the 14th. They have 3 in a row next Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Mm-hmm. So they're not in desperate need of a goalie anytime soon. They can just let Bjarnason go, and he doesn't have to play back-to-backs or anything.
Sure.
And this is the impact of ending paper transactions.
Okay.
Sam Ersson, say he starts Saturday, say he tweaks something in practice. Say Ersson tweaks something in practice like he just did. Mm-hmm. You can't call Coley back up. He has to play in a game, and their next game is Saturday. The Flyers' next game is Saturday. I think it's that simple.
Okay, fair. Maybe that is their thought process. But in that case, why wouldn't you just not activate Ersson yet?
I guess they want Sam Ersson to back up tonight. They're establishing this is Danny Briere and Rick Tocchet saying it ain't like last year. Yeah, you're here and we're going to keep you because we have to just in case. But you're not even dressing tonight. We're in charge. That's my theory.
Sure.
Why not?
Why not?
I just wanted to get this stuff out of the way as we await the rest.
I cannot imagine, though, that this is the start of a 3-goalie thing again. I really don't think they're going back down that road. I would assume that at some point over the next couple of days, Kolosov will go down, and then they'll either make a call-up or just stick with a 22-man.
Yeah, I can't imagine they're doing this. I think there's just reasons for it. The way they told us, listen, we want Andrae up here, but there were reasons. And now he's playing again tonight, and that's want to get to him. But it's interesting. We don't have, I think, a decision made on like how the fourth line little jumble is going to go yet.
I believe Tocchet said today that there was one guy in the forward core who was a game time decision. So we'll see. My guess is it'll probably be the same as what it's been before, but we'll see.
We did kind of think maybe Nick Delorier broke his hand in that fight.
Ooh, that's true.
It was kind of just like dangling there for a second when he was in the box. So maybe that's the decision. But as soon as we get that, we will know, Charlie. We will let you all know, audience. But Charlie, that's the sentence. Emil Andrae playing again.
He's
tonight.
definitely in.
He is in, and Rick Tocchet had some pretty nice things to say about what we have seen out of him and what needs to come next. And what comes next is you got to find him some minutes. Let's hear it right from Rick Tocchet.
I like his confidence. I think probably could get more minutes out of him. I think we got to find some more minutes for him. I thought for the time he played last game, he did a nice job. He's really good. Like, my breakouts, I like to do the wheel a lot, and I think he can add that element. He made a hell of a play on a format. He actually went to the net. Hathaway had an unbelievable chance. If Andrae doesn't do what he does, probably don't get the chance. So, but yeah, no, he's really digesting what we want from him. Now we just got to find some more minutes for him.
Got to find some more minutes for him. So it only took a few weeks, and he has realized what I told you was absolute fact. He is one of their 6 best defensemen.
Yeah, he is. He's very clearly one of the 6 best defensemen. And also, we're going to talk about this a little bit later in the pregame show about the struggles of the Flyers. Again, a lot of shots on goal. Now, obviously, that was a problem that was rectified 2 nights ago. We'll see if it was a one-game aberration or if it holds. But the Flyers, so far this season, have had problems creating offense. Having a guy like Andrae, who is very good at getting the team out of their own zone and getting them more attacking time, would seem to be a player you put in when you're trying to address that very problem. And I get the sense that Rick Tocchet recognizes that, look, in an ideal world, would Emil Andrae be 4 inches taller? Yeah, he would be. But guess what he can do that the other guys can't? Pass the puck and move the puck out of the defensive zone. And at this point, honestly, if you probably hooked Rick Tocchet up to a lie, you should probably be like, look, beggars can't be choosers. I need a guy who can break the puck out. This guy can break the puck out, so he's playing.
Yeah, and that's really what it seems like. We know what their preference is. They have stated it time and time again. Everyone in the organization, the coach, the GM, the president, the AGM, but this is what they have. And what they have is a guy who, like we've said, I don't think either of us are like, oh yeah, and Tocchet's going to turn him into Quinn Hughes. Like, I don't think that's going to happen with Emil Andrae, but he does have some talent. He does have some upside, and this team has spent a little bit too much time in its own zone, and that's kind of, like you said, that shot problem that they've had. Now, they also need to just execute in the offensive zone, and he might be able to help you get some shots through. We saw him do that at least last season. Hasn't really got enough time yet, but I do like the framing of we have to find more minutes for him. Not, well, we just can't get him enough minutes. Like Tortorella, we'd always do the hot dog costume, Tim Robinson meme. Like, oh, well, you could just give it to him. Like, Tocchet is like, I am going to create situations where I play Emil Andrae more.
And it is a slight improvement where it seems like he's saying, I need to do a better job at this thing, rather than being like, I don't know why he's not playing that much. Well,
yeah, I just can't find him the minutes.
Can't figure it out.
I don't know, there's 60 of them, give more to him.
At least he does seem to be implicitly acknowledging that, it's on him to resolve this obvious issue of Emil Andrae needing to play more than 11 minutes a night.
And it seems very simple that, okay, he wasn't sure about Andrae, and he's maybe not his ideal, defenseman, and maybe that and the waiver exempt thing combined for it. Yeah, he didn't start the year with the team, didn't have the best camp, and now a few games in, he's played 3 games. He's played under 11 minutes in 2 of them. Now, yeah, he's earned it. I like what I've seen, and we're going to find him more minutes. It is I feel like there's a much more simplistic A to B with this than in the previous coaching regime, or at least that's just what I want to see.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it does appear we have line combinations.
We have some lines.
We do have lines. We have lines from Jackie Spiegel, who is the only beat writer who is in Nashville, and they are exactly the same as last game.
So Delorier is in, Abels is in, Hathaway is obviously the staple there. Grebby is with Cates and Konechny. We have Couturier, Brink, Michkov. I did like that line together. And Dvorak, Tippett, Zegras, who you didn't even give line of the game last game. You did end up giving it to the Coots, Brink, Michkov in your postgame, right?
I'd have to go back
I
through.
feel like you were like, it would be easy to say it was the Dvorak line.
Bill,
but
I finished that article
know.
up at 2 a.m. I
know.
don't remember what I wrote.
It's just a segue.
I don't remember what I wrote.
It's just a segue. I like what I have seen. It's a shame the Forster injury happened because it was like, we have a top 9 kind of settled here. It's working. And then it was, well, they're in a blender for a game and a half, but they seem to have arrived at these combinations, and I don't dislike them.
And we're going to get to see Gurbenkin get another game in the top 9. He obviously scored the big goal in the third period 2 nights ago to tie the game. Gurbenkin didn't get a ton of ice time in that game, but he made the most of the ice time he got. I'd like to see him get a little bit more. That would be great.
I feel like it was, this is just to be able to make a joke about Jordan Binnington, but it was like a rush to go, like, they always make sure, I feel like the Flyers are always on top of, milestone thing happens, first goal, point, whatever. You go and grab the puck right away. It's crazy to me. Nobody was like, goal 900. Go get that so Jordan Binnington can't put it in his pants. Like, I found that very strange.
Apparently, he said later, he was like, I wasn't going to keep it.
He was going to throw it in the garbage.
Maybe.
Of course he wasn't going to keep it. He was going to throw it away. It doesn't matter. That's like the funniest thing that's happened this season.
As you
so
said,
far.
he's a heel.
Yeah, he's the best bad guy in the league. Now that like Marchand is like kind of lovable bad guy, like, oh, he's old, he's doing ridiculous stuff still. It's kind of funny. Binnington, I feel like, is the #1 bad guy in the league now.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
And he's the Canadian goalie, so he's very easy for us to root
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to root against him. I hope he gets that job. But that is that. So the lines are the lines. The pairings are going to be what they have been. Do you think it's like as simple as finding more minutes for Andrae is just like kind of mixing up the pairings and getting him kind of like they were doing a little bit with Gurbenkin? Like, okay, we don't have a top 9. We have a top 10. We're going to get him some shifts. Like, is it that easy with Andrae, or is it to come with, well, we're going to more evenly distribute the ice time, and that means Noah Juulsen's playing a lot more as well?
Yeah, I mean, the tough part about it for Andrae, and I guess for Juulsen, but Juulsen does get a little bit of a PK time, is Andrae doesn't play on either the power play or the penalty kill. So all of his minutes are coming in one situation. So if you want to get him more minutes, you have to be, as you said, kind of picking and choosing, maybe give him a few minutes here and there with Sanheim, maybe give him a shift here or there with Drysdale, with Sealer, something like that. And it just makes it a little bit tougher in game unless you are really adamant about, like, I need to figure out a way to get this guy ice time. Usually the guys who get that kind of treatment are the guys who they're thinking can make a real impact if they get moved up. Like, okay, well, Tippett's going, we'll give him an extra shift with the Couturier line or something like that. Andre's a third pair defenseman, so it's probably not front and center in anyone's head, especially when the game is close on the bench, to be like, how do I get him 4 extra shifts? But as Tocchet said, he wants to get him more shifts. So now maybe it will be a little bit more of an emphasis.
This is why you have assistant coaches. To like, Tocchet's running the bench. He's doing all these things. But it's kind of on the D coach to just like, hey, man, I want you to get him in there a little more, so maybe work on that a little. I don't know. I assume it's the way Tortorella did it, where it's like, my guys are basically my coordinators. They're running that stuff. So maybe that's the way it goes.
I would guess that's pretty much how most coaches do it.
That's the way all coaches do it.
There's only so many things a head coach can be managing at once.
Yeah. And
they're going to delegate.
Unless you're Nick Sirianni, then you do nothing.
Oh, yeah.
And you just
walk
around. Yell at the refs. It sounds like a great job. Do you think Andre's up here like, man, all right, finally, like, they like me. The coach wants to give me more minutes. The power play scoring? Are you kidding? I'm not the quick fix to the power play. I can't rack up a couple of points and make everyone love me because I'm on the score sheet. Like, I feel like that would annoy me if I was Andre. Like, oh, I'm back up. This is great. They fixed the worst power play ever? Damn it. That would piss me off if I was him.
Yeah, and the worst part about that for Andre is, like, it's very clear that they want to try to develop Jamie Drysdale as a power play guy. And if, let's say, the unit that Drysdale was on was killing it, and the other unit, the unit where they were kind of cycling between York and Sanheim, that was the one that was struggling, then you could be like, yeah, let's give Andre a game. Let's see what he can do. Instead, the York unit, like, York looks great on that unit. You're not going to touch that unit, and you don't want to pull Andre off the other, Drysdale off the other unit, because you want to develop him in that role. So that gives Andre literally no spot to jump into.
No, it's like the guy who's stuck is the one who isn't performing.
Right.
So okay, this is just where we are. But hey, maybe they'll go with 2 defensemen on that unit. Like, what's it going to get worse? I can't complain about the power play when it's over 20%, even if the one with Michkov isn't the one that's scoring right now. All right, we are going to talk about this team's, well, maybe at least for one night, ability to generate some shots and offense. I'm gonna share my picks on the other side, but right now I'm gonna tell you about Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. They've got the 90 million users worldwide. They live stream almost 800,000 events each year. They're one of the pioneers of live in-game betting with 78 different sports offered to bet on so you can get your action in before and during the game. And right now, I got to tell you about that early payout offer because hey, if you had the Flyers early payout offer just the other night, you wouldn't have had to sweat that ridiculous comeback. You would have been a winner in the first period because if your team gains a 3-goal lead, you're automatically a winner. Your money line bets pay out. Your parlays marked as winners just gain a 3-goal lead. It's that simple. And we have breaking news from Bet365. New customers now get $300 in bonus bets when you bet just $5, win or lose. All you got to do is sign up, use the code PHLY365, deposit $10 and place a bet for $5 to get $300 in bonus bets whether your initial bet wins or loses. Bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, player props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 or older and physically located in PA. If you or someone who has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. And now I got to talk to you Flyers fans because you know who's dishing championship-level car deals every single day? It's Elkin Chevrolet. They're located on Route 73 South in Marlton, New Jersey, and it's run by three brothers, Jason, Adam, and Josh, and these guys are in the store every single day, working to make sure they have a huge lineup of Chevys at the best price and providing honkin' good service. No missed shots, no drama, just real brothers running a local business and backing every deal like it's the championship game. So if you're in the market for a new Chevy, make your next move to Elkins Chevrolet. Real brothers, real deals, and a whole lot of honking good service. Shop now at elkinchevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. I like saying let's drive like that. It's fun.
I mean, I have to stifle a laugh every time you say honkin'.
Honkin' is great. I love it
It's
so much.
It's a funny word.
I love it so much. All right. So Charlie, on Sunday, the coach apologizes for his team's effort. They have 18 shots. They look really bad over the weekend.
Fans pay good money to see that bad performance.
The tickets don't get cheaper when they play poorly.
They really don't.
So he apologizes. He calls the team out a little bit, says they need to start doing the hard things again, getting to the net, etc. They reward Rick Tocchet with 42 shots on goal and a awesome start to the game. Now, they eventually give up the 3-goal lead, but it's because they didn't get a save in the second.
Yeah.
The team played well. I don't even think they took the foot off the gas. It was just kind of one of those, all right, Vladar, let's get it back together here. Do you think this is just a response to getting called out, or suddenly they are going to be a little bit of a higher event team than they were? Maybe not 42 shots high event, but they were held to 17 or 18 last time they played Nashville. Do you think it's 25 tonight?
Well, it's important for them to show that that was not just a one-game aberration. That wasn't just them responding to a call-out, but then the next game, they're back to their old habits. It is worth noting, though, and you have this on our outline, I was going to talk about it as well, that they've only went over 30 shots on goal 3 times this year, but those 3 times have been in the last 5 games.
Yes.
So it does seem like, if you're looking at the upward trajectory chart, there's some zigzags where you go back down. The other 2 games, they got 18 shots in both of those games. So when they've been off, they've been really off. But so far this season, they played 13 games, and the 3 games with their most shots on goal in a game have come in the last 5. So it does seem like there is an increased overall trend towards more shots on goal, even if it's not an every night trend. Now, what I want to see tonight is them to break that 1 game good, 1 game bad trend, and instead have 2 straight games where you get over 30 shots on goal. That would be ideal, but it's not like this is the only game this season, number 1, that they've exceeded 30 shots on goal. Number 2, it's not even the only game over the last 2 weeks. They've done it 2 other times. So it does seem like it is an actual emphasis, and they are trying to break themselves out of this habit.
And Rick Tocchet talked about it today. It's not just the volume of shots. Volume shooting is nice. You need a ton of shots because it's really hard to score. But it's about quality and what your goals are when you're shooting, and he talked about it and actually praised Zegras today.
Yeah, we obviously wanted shots on net, but we also got to hit the net and the shot. I call it shot location. a lot of times you want to get the puck on net where the goalie has a tough handle where there could be a rebound or a second play. A lot of times we're ripping the puck wide, and then you're missing the opportunity. So getting pucks on net is also for shot location. You know, sometimes you're not trying to score, you're trying to put the puck in net where the goalie's got it's an awkward save. Trevor Zegras in the power play. You know, he's not trying to score. That's by design. He hits the pad, and Bobby Brink gets the weak side goal. That's a smart play by Trevor. Like, you know, if he rips a puck there and that angle, probably it's hard to score. But he thought, hey man, I'm just going to get this puck on net. Awkward save, and now Bobby gets the goal. That's the stuff that I really think is intelligent hockey.
One, I feel like Tocchet came in not knowing if he was gonna like Trevor Zegras and loves him.
Yeah.
I feel he's like, oh, this guy's hilarious and he's scoring goals. It's fun, man. He was his first meeting with him was like, well, you want to be a hockey player, you want to get clicks. And now he's
because he probably had
smart play by this guy.
He probably had so many of his buddies in the game telling him that Trevor Zegras was the worst thing ever to happen to hockey. And he's like, well, I mean, all these people who I respect think he sucks. He must suck. And now he's like, nah, this guy's great.
But the idea of shots being part of this possession game he wants to play and getting second, third opportunities, it is a little bit of a contrast from what I maybe thought was a tendency for Tocchet teams to just not shoot a ton. We talked about it with Petey, yeah, man, this was a thing in Vancouver. It was a little bit of a thing in Arizona, but also it's Arizona, so who's to say what he's doing and what the team's doing? But it seemed, okay, this is just kind of a continuation. His 2 full years in Vancouver, they finished with the, I think, 7th and 2nd worst shot totals in the league those 2 seasons. That's bad, and it trended down.
Yeah.
And then we come in, and there's, 8 out of 13 games, they have 23 or fewer shots on goal. You're like, is this just kind of a Tocchet thing where you're trying to just play boring hockey? And I think all coaches want to play boring hockey, basically.
It's easier for them to control.
Yeah. It's why, oh, man, coaches ruin 3-on-3 because, it's less fun now because it's not just back and forth hockey. But it does seem like he's trying to create this emphasis of, the shots, if they're smart shots, will result in even more opportunity, even if you don't put the first one in. And I think that's been a problem for this Flyers team for a few years. They get one opportunity, and then that's it. And, we talk about Tippett missing the net all the time and everything, but he says, Dvorak missed the net on a breakaway the other night. That has been a problem for this team, and I like that he's trying to emphasize, you see that, what Zegras did? It's not always about just beating the goalie clean, and that will result in more of this possession time I want. I think that's actually a pretty good coaching point.
Yeah, and I forget whose article this was in. It wasn't in mine. It was probably either in Jackie's or Kevin Kurz's recently over the last couple of days, because I obviously have not been on this trip, so I haven't been able to interview players. But I believe it was Monday or Tuesday, somebody got Sanheim on the record. And Sanheim had an interesting comment where he basically said that under John Tortorella, we really didn't practice. We didn't have an offensive zone philosophy. We weren't told to do anything. It was basically you get in the offensive zone, you're the skill guys, score goals. Whereas Tocchet is actually, Tocchet actually has things he wants them to do and wants them not to do when they're in the offensive zone, and that is causing a little bit of an adjustment period. And that might be part of the reason why they are struggling to get shots on goal, because before it was just well, yeah, do what you want. I don't know how to coach offense. Just do offense things. Whereas Tocchet seems like he actually has strategies and tactics he wants them to do in the offensive zone, which is interesting because a lot of coaches don't. We talked about it. One of the only other coaches I remember doing that was Peter Laviolette, and we're talking 15 years ago. So it's new to them to actually have to think about what they're doing in the offensive zone rather than just playing by instinct.
Lavi is the first coach I ever heard of who was he's focused on offense. Usually it's, yeah, man, we play from the back out, and there's different levels to which coaches really coach you up in the offensive zone. But we talked about this in camp and how the team automatically, Tocchet has this level of respect because he played in the league. Not only did he play in the league, 440 goals, 952 points. He's telling you to do something, and he knows it will work, or at least has the gravitas of, I did it. This is how I scored almost 1,000 points. Maybe you can have a couple. It's just maybe a little bit of a difference in that. Tortorella would say, I don't understand offense. Don't know how goals are scored. Go figure it out. And having Tocchet, maybe there's an adjustment period, but if we listen, maybe we'll score more than 2 goals a game. So I'm excited to see where this goes with Tocchet. I hope it's not another 17, 18 shot game like it was against Nashville last time. Now, they scored 3 goals on 17 shots, so that was cool. But I would like to not just get by on shooting percentage. That would be cool. Hopefully we see a little bit more of that. Now, let's get to the pregame picks. These are our Bet365 pregame picks. Use code PHLY365 when you sign up at Bet365. Deposit $10 and place a bet for $5 to get $300 in bonus bets, whether your bet wins or loses. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 plus and physically located in PA. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. We got 2 tonight, Chuck. I really thought about it. Even asked the chat, should I bet an Owen Tippett goal? Because it feels like he's due. And this is what I want to see out of him. As long as you're really hot during your streaks, I can live with the cold streaks, but I'm not going to jinx him. I'm not going to do that to him because every time I bet him last year, he didn't score. So we're going with 2 guys to record a point tonight. Bobby Brink over half a point and Noah Cates over half a point. They are both plus 120. They've both been going. Their power play unit is working. I don't see why not. You have Brink out there with Mish. Maybe this is the night Mish breaks out. And Noah Cates has just been steady Eddie for this team.
Yeah, I mean, I've been loving what I've been seeing from Noah Cates. And look, if Bobby Brink gets another goal or another point, that would be fantastic. Nashville's not a very good team. Like, this should be a game. And, you know, Montreal was a team that was coming in on fire. And we were like, well, maybe they're not going to win this game because Montreal's just feeling that they find a way to win. Nashville's a team they should beat. Nashville, I mean, if you think back, they played this team last week. They didn't play that well in that game and still won because they're just better. And there aren't that many teams where you can be like, man, this Flyers team is just better. But I think Nashville's one of those few clubs. So this, even a road game, this should be a game the Flyers win. This should be a game where the Flyers score some goals.
Yeah, and I am going with really it's an odds play. Like Cates and Brink have just been going, and 1 point is plus 120 for each of them. So I'm absolutely going to go with that. All right, let's hit some super chats. And while we're doing that, hit the like button. 75 likes, decent enough. But pregame, we want 100. We don't ask a ton from you in pregame. It's not like the 250 I want on the regular show. But 100, that's doable. Just hit the like button. All right, first super chat from J.E. Frucione. The best part of watching Zegras have his success is knowing that building a cup contender requires trades like the one with the Ducks, significantly upgrading talent. Danny Briere knows what's up. Well done. Yeah, you have to knock a couple out of the park, and you have to gamble. I think the most important part of it is his first real big gamble paid off, and paid off immediately. So that won't like create a little like, can I afford another one of these? If it doesn't go right, do I double down? Like now it's all right. Yeah, all right. Feeling it. Not afraid to take the next gamble because you're going to have to, especially doing it the way they're doing, where it's, we're not just going to pick in the top 3 5 years in a row and hope it all comes together. They're going to have to do stuff like this to get their defenseman, maybe to get that number 1 center, whatever. First one paid off, and that's pretty nice.
Yeah, and they did the right thing. They bet on talent. Trevor Zegras obviously was coming off 2 bad years, but the talent was glaringly obvious. Even if you watched him in those years, he would still make plays. He would still do cool things. This is a super talented player, and it's the right guy to take a bet on. Like, maybe take bets on guys like Trevor Zegras and not guys like Rasmus Stalainen. Just saying.
Hey, that one paid off, sort of.
Sort of. Not really.
I don't know. That draft was weird anyway. Who wanted those 2021 picks? I agree, Charlie. All right, from our park, back check, forecheck, paycheck, Grebenkin. People love Grebenkin, man. People,
they really do.
He's a character. He'll drop the gloves now and then. He's finally scored a goal. Want to see a little bit more, though. That's another guy. Find some minutes for him, Toc.
5 more minutes.
All right, another one here from Park. Andrae plays, Flyers win. They are 3-0.
Sure.
They are 3-0, and they're 4-1-0 with Delorier. So they have the winning lineup out there tonight. Next one from DA Flyers, man. Oh, he changed his name back. I'm glad
cool.
YouTube finally let you change your name again. I'm me again. Go Flyers. Good to hear from you, DA. And finally, David Shub. Bros, me and Adam S.
Right,
up in the
brothers.
building. Let's effing go Flyers. Yeah, I actually got a DM from one of the Shub brothers today. Who they're in Nashville tonight. That's a great trip. Nashville's so fun.
I know. I'm missing out.
Charlie's so mad.
I'm missing out on
He's
a
gotta
lot of
hang
fun
out with
cities.
me.
Yeah.
He's got to hang out with me and talk about why they have 3 goalies rather than be in Nashville. All right, and that is all the time we have for you on PHLY Flyers Pregame presented by Bet365. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for hanging out. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you set the reminder bell. We'll be live with post-game as soon as this thing ends. Follow us on Twitter at PHLY_Flyers. This is where I do all my in-game tweeting. And follow the podcast, PHLY Flyers. All right, I am Bill Matz. That's Charlie O'Connor. Thank you to Brenna. Let's go Flyers.
We all silly like the mayor.